That's a weird thing. That rarely happens with any game where it opens and not only is it not in full screen, but it doesn't let you access the menu or
You
alt
can move
enter to
forwards
be able to
and
make it.
backwards
She'll keep saying
based on
that.
the direction you're looking.
It doesn't let you go full screen until you at least open something like go in a game or do the tutorial. So basically, I just wanted like a title screen to. Oh my god, dude! The next Owen, like from Anthem, but he was trying to save my life at the beginning, where he kept saying "kill the hives, kill the hives." Now, will that make me skip the tutorial? I mean, playing against low-rated bronze noobs or bots is going to be all the tutorial I need anyway. So, I mean, you can always just do like a training map type thing anyway. So it has like a weird resolution issue. But yeah, this will be my first time ever playing Paladins. I've heard a little bit about it, but basically it's just one of those that fits into the mold of multiplayer team-based shooter games, right? Like Overwatch or Valorant or whatever. Team Fortress doesn't get enough credit, I guess, in retrospect, but they really need to make a Team Fortress 3. There'll be somebody who just rips off it very directly and, like, you know, they'll make like it basically what Team Fortress 3 should have been, but they won't call it that, so they'll get away with, you know, sort of ripping off that, which you could say Overwatch and stuff did, but at least they made their characters a little distinct. Sometimes the problem with these games is they have too many characters even. Yeah, the only thing I know is that the people who made Smite supposedly made this. And beyond that, it's probably just going to be the same old thing. So I'll do some sort of permadeath round robin with it, because we saw how well that went with Overwatch. Like, just every time I lose as a character, I have to move on to the next one, assuming I even have enough to make that last. And it sort of broaches the comparison, speaking of Smite, between Smite and League of Legends. Right? I'm not saying Smite is a better game, but I always like the perspective better. You see yourself over the shoulder, like in third-person view, or you can go in first. Well, whatever. Those are my two perspectives that I find immersive and good in any game almost. You got to see yourself over the shoulder in third person, or you got to be in first person. So Smite does that successfully. League of Legends doesn't, where you have like that bird's eye view thing that I criticize, like from Diablo, where it's like an RTS game where the reason why that perspective is justified, looking from above, like isometric above your head, and you look like one little dinky unit in an RTS game, it makes sense if you're controlling multiple units. And then people will cop out and say, well, you get to play as the Necromancer class or something, but that doesn't really justify it because that's just one class. You know, you shouldn't have to do that with all the rest of the classes in the game. That you're just a single unit then. So unless every class has a pad or multiple pads, Torchlight kind of maybe memes on that, the fact that you always have a dog with you or something. But the point is the overhead perspective works from an RTS game and very directly, because obviously when they made Diablo, they had made the Warcraft game, so they were almost recycling their own perspective from literally an RTS game, but trying to make a single unit, single player action RPG game, which doesn't make sense because it's inherently immersion breaking, because you're looking from a distance as if you control multiple units, but you don't control multiple units, and it's even worse because it implies that it's quantity over quality, not on your end, but on the enemy's end, where you're just fighting a quantity over quality of enemies on the other side. So it is almost an admission of some sort of missing design philosophy. That doesn't mean they're bad, and it's even my channel art, but that's my old school take that everybody hated on, but I still stand by it, that I hate that perspective of the overhead view. So in that sense, I do like Smite better than League of Legends, was the whole point of it. Not really relevant to this game, unless this is going to have some sort of stupid overhead perspective. This background is kind of weird, like it just seems kind of low res or something. I don't know how long this has been out for, but yeah, supposedly the people who made Smite made this, or that would be stupid if I heard that wrong somehow. Then what sense would it make to even say that? But basically, resolution scale. Music's a little bit quiet too. Yeah, the graphics aren't actually as good as I thought. I thought this was a little bit maybe newer than what it is. Like, compare these graphics to Overwatch 1 even. They seem maybe a little bit worse even than that. I don't know what else they've made either, the people who made Smite. So yeah, that was, for whatever reason, I felt like rehashing that take like for the third time, because when I played Path of Exile. So Path of Exile, Torchlight, Diablo, I don't dislike necessarily any of them inherently, but I always dislike the perspective, right? And so you got to have that over-the-shoulder, first-person type of thing, just to try and do the knight like it's from, or no, that's not even like a skin or something, that's an actual mount. Mounts in a team-based shooter game. Or can I like record my own thing? The one thing you always got to make sure is to turn off the stupid voice chat and stuff. Master volume effects, voice volume, or I don't know if that's my voice volume or just like character's voice volume. Notification, character music, speaker, enable voice chat, no. Use voice chat, push to talk, no. Voice chat speaker. Shouldn't really matter if you've already turned it off, but voice chat, microphone volume. Always the most cringy thing ever. Imagine talking while you play a game. Wink, wink. Self-awareness. Show game tips. Although I never did used to like to play games like this. Like any sort of multiplayer game, period. But that's why it's kind of good for my whole permadeath format. Like, it'll only go on as long as I keep winning games with, you know, collectively between the characters. So it would be very impressive if you did do that. Like, it would either be a very memorable thing, like, wow, you're going on a crazy win streak, or it's just over. So either way. So which ones do you start with? You certainly start with enough. Yeah, this is almost evocative of League of Legends type art, but I guess you can't say that about every game. So damage, you have 4. Frontline, you have 4, which I don't know actually what that difference is there. You have a tank, you have a support, but what is this? Oh, flank. Damage, flank, frontline, support. Why did this one seem like it said frontline? I almost started to like support more in Overwatch just because of how bad I was. But I'm definitely bad with damage classes, because my aim and stuff isn't always the best, so I'd rather play like... I should do a tutorial thing just to see, but now they won't let me go back to that. Capture the objective, and the way to make it fair as far as the permadeath sort of format is to play like the same mode over and over. Payload, but maybe it doesn't matter. Slay your enemies and control the objective to win. Siege, capture the objective, then push the payload. I guess you could just do it, but this puts one character at risk, but it's not like I really care that much. Hey Remlin, how's it going? Yeah, when did this actually come out? Now I'm curious, because the graphics aren't really what I thought they would be. So we'll just try to go in order, I guess. Although I don't know how it's really organized. Let's start with damage, which I'm probably going to suck with. Of course, I have no goddamn idea what I'm doing, but presumably it's similar to throw a sticky bomb, blow up your sticky bombs, left click, right click, grumpy bomb, throw a grumpy bomb up to 200 units that after hitting the surface grows angrier and explodes after 3 seconds. Deals 800 damage. Throw a poppy bomb. Embody your reign and become the king bomb is obviously your ultimate. Oh, but they have it kind of on weird buttons that don't really make sense, right? Why would E be the ultimate? It's going, well, this game was released in 2016 and runs on Unreal Engine 3. Not even 4. Interesting. I guess they got a decent amount of juice out of it in that case, but... Inessa decided it was more lucrative to be a mercenary than to be part of organized army. Or you know what's going to screw me over is the whole itemization nonsense. You have to go in a shop.
Don't worry, subjects. After a few good lashes, you'll all see it mine.
Chain reaction. Okay, whatever. Chain reaction, royal subjects. Oh, why is it turning into a card game now? That's just to do your upgrades. 2,300 health. It's a pretty good value. It almost makes you seem like a tank. How much health does the tank have then? What does your base shot even do? You throw... Oh, you don't even have like an auto shoot. It's way more complicated than it is. Yeah, I never even really played much Smite, so I guess... Or that's a sign of a noob right there, because one of them is already wasted.
5, 4,
Wait, it's down to 8, so does that mean I don't get them back?
1.
Or it does now. Or now I'm on my mount just randomly. Okay. I'm not the tank, so I should probably let them... Or I don't even know how you get off the mount. Just throw a bunch of bombs. Random stuff might happen. The problem is this is the kind of game where it might not even saying it's a dead game, but either you're playing against bots or you're playing against people who have played the game for a long period of time. I don't know how much of an influx of new players these games always get. Not with a game like this, but with this game in particular, at least. I played a decent amount of Overwatch 1. Not too much of Overwatch 2. In fact, I just did the permadeath gauntlet, like where every hero gets 1 life. So if you lose a game, you have to move to the next one. And I did pretty badly in Overwatch 2. I can't remember if I did that in Overwatch 1. I think I did, but it lasted like a super long time. And I do kind of like just spamming this, but I'm going to die. I forget what the other abilities even do. Or like Valorant, I played for a very small amount of time too. So E is going to come up in a little bit. This is actually pretty satisfying. They'll just spam the left click and just, you should probably do more of them at once even. Yeah, I mean, I don't know to what extent you're going to be seeing bots, because when I did well in Spellbreak, it's like I got first place in my first ever game, but then, oh, half the people are bots, which still is good because they weren't all bots. So that was up at some point. I don't know how you even determine it. Seems like we're doing okay. You can auto by holding the mouse down. Oh, yeah. If you want, I can give you a very basic overview. Sure. Oh, what the hell is this guy doing? Playing like a real tank. Why am I playing like a tank? Like, I'm not a tank class, right? I'm a DPS, but I just keep going in there and nobody else seems to be doing anything. Slowed, reduced healing, and my health value seems kind of jacked out. Just blow stuff up. Just throw the bombs. Actually, I do love the spamability of it. And then when they get close, just spam them even more. So what are we even trying to do? 400 to win. We must be playing against bots or something. How can it be going this good? Surely I'd be holding my team back because everybody will be an expert even at this low level.
Killing spree.
Where'd he go? There's no seeming harm of spamming them early. Like, just do one at a time. Like, I don't see why you'd really do that, but just so they can't predict what you're doing or whatever. They're doing a pretty good job healing. Like, I don't think I've even died once, or... I always like in these games where they don't place a lot of emphasis on gunplay. Like, there's enough games that have guns, so this is kind of fun. Just, like, weird either magic or other abilities that are more interesting than that. Yeah, maybe I should actually practice and read the abilities, though, before I do this. That just shows you how overconfident I am, because you could say, oh, they're all new players, too, and they suck, but look who's talking. Okay, Ballad. I guess you could tell maybe by their names. Oh, are they? I can't even tell. Why would it be against bots anyway, though? They don't seem to have proper names. Left mouse, throw the sticky bombs. Right, explodes all bombs. Q is a big bomb that explodes, stuns anyone in a radius. Fuck, I actually died. Lost to bots. Yeah, they even have those generic bot-like names, so it couldn't be. So why did it put me in this mode, then? I guess the game is just dead. Explodes, and your F kind of sort of acts like your movement. It's a small bomb. Does a knockback to you and enemies in a radius of it. The game is not dead. Or yeah, what was that I just played? Like World of Tanks, where you're at the low level and you're just playing bots constantly. It's such a bad way to sort of introduce the game that obviously has a good following to it, but like just somehow at the lower ranks they have trouble finding people to fit in there, which means at the very least it doesn't have an influx of players. Game does a stupid thing. First 5 matches or so you're forced into bots. Yeah, it's stupid. This game forces you into bot lobbies to level 5. Yeah, exactly the same thing. You know, obviously you can't hold that against the game overall, but for the low attention span of modern players, you would think they'd just stop playing by then. Yeah, it could never go that smoothly against actual players, surely. Even the worst of them. Win a match. Wow, so we keep our streak alive. It is possible to fail even at this point. Like, if we do lose one, that'll still count. Okay, we got some skins. Chast, don't really care too much. So, let's go back. Does it say that somewhere? Like, where it's 5 games? I mean, I would assume it wouldn't matter which one I choose for that. Ranked. But yeah, what if I play ranked? That should totally count. It's not going to let me do bots in ranked. Training, custom. So I've clearly shown that I'm level 15 or higher. Okay, fine. Yeah, I don't think I even unlocked ranked either in Overwatch 2. That was one of the stupidest things I did. You're level 2 now, 3 more levels. I think you can avoid bot lobbies by queuing for a payload. Payload is not... Well, if it's only 5, I don't mind, I guess, but...
Siege.
So I'll keep playing as this guy for now. assuming, and that's almost what I would have to do too. I would have to quit out if I don't get the champion, because I like to do them in a row. So it has to only be this guy until I lose, which you might think is boring, but that's kind of fun too if you can get like a crazy streak going. That's how I love playing multiplayer games, because normally it's just so, it's both good in the sense that it has like such good replay value, but it's also endless. Like there's no sense of structure to it. You can just play the same game like for 10 years the way that people do, whether it be Counter-Strike or Overwatch or this or Team Fortress, whatever. Team Fortress still had like 90,000 people playing it like a few months ago when I played it, which is unbelievable.
No, boy.
Concurrent players at like some random time. I don't even know what this is. I don't care. Those must just be like passive perks and stuff you're getting. Yeah, the left click is nice. The Q is like the stun, and then the F is like your knockback to try to get away. Which is like what character's thing in Overwatch. Everything is an Overwatch reference. Like, who's the guy who shoots something and goes back? Is it like Ashe? Yeah, I think Ashe has that. The best kind of knockback that knocks you back, because honestly it is pretty good to get out of 10 situations. I always loved d.va, but I won't say I was that good on her. I kept botching the ults. I don't think I even used the ult last time, just because we were rolling over them so hard that I didn't even know what I was doing. Yeah, where's all the holy magic and killing undeads with holy light and exorcism? Because that's what paladins actually do. That's the first thing I think of, is like paladins from an RPG, but still not as bad of a title as Freelancer from Anthem. So you can do this right in the middle. We can at least get a feel for all the game modes, which are presumably going to be very similar to what we see in these other games. But you know what I always like in these kind of games is a 1v1 format. I played a lot of that in Overwatch 1. And it's not perfectly balanced or anything, but I mean, it's not like this is necessarily perfectly balanced either, where, you know, some heroes will just be better than others, but then they'll justify it by, well, both teams can use them. But by that logic, then both teams can use, you know, if you're even in a 1v1, everybody can just use the same exact guy. So clearly this is how it's actually going to go against real players. But you wouldn't just poke your head out like that. Even I know that much. We're kind of just camping their spawn, which I assume is what that is. Yeah, the graphics are both modern and sort of bad at the same time. It's weird. But that shows you they're sort of juicing out the Unreal Engine 3. Why did I feel like this came out just only a couple years ago? Maybe it was in like early access for a while, and then it officially came out in like 2018 or 19. He was saying 2016. What are they set at? I'll check after this, I guess. You can juice the graphics up a bit more in the settings. Let's do the Q, I guess, up there. I guess this is our practice mode anyway, so we don't need to go in training like I would normally do just to push successful. This looks blurrier than your game. Let's see. Settings, video enabled, 1920 1080 resolution, high, very high, maximum. I mean, I'm sure I should be able to handle it, but let's see. Medium shader, let's just try it. Or sometimes it'll mess it up on stream, but not. I won't actually be able to tell. Should be fine. Seems to be pretty well optimized, all things considered, because regardless of the quality, some games just suck at doing that. You can absolutely run everything on max, I'd be shocked. Or is this on console too? Like, where it's just shared lobby with console? That's always an interesting debate, like whether people think that's so unfair, because one has auto aim and the other doesn't, or, you know, you have actual quality aiming with the mouse. And they really make you wait a while to even play ranked in some of these games. Like, the whole point of ranked is you can start at the bottom at like bronze and then get hard stuck there. It doesn't mean that you have to, you know, be good to even do it. Unreal Engine 3 is very easy to run. Or what happens with the F? I don't get it. Oh, you have to get hit by the bomb itself to get knocked back? Or I should try my ult just to see what it's like. I don't really get it. I'm not seeing where it's knocking me back. Like if I just stand still and do it. Okay, maybe I keep moving out of it. Yeah, spawn camping is very doable here. Or you know what this reminds me of is Team Fortress Classic, where I heard you like explosions, so I played Team Fortress Classic, period. Because that's all it was. It was like non-stop. You have a grenade, then you have a grenade launcher, then you have another grenade ability all in one. So the whole game is just a clusterfuck of explosions. Aim straight down at a slight angle and you launch in the opposite direction.
Back to the harvest grounds.
Enemy killing spree.
These mounts almost feel out of place, like a medieval horse. I like the whole mix of different subject matters here. Oops. Okay, I'll try it. Yeah, it's like the rocket jump thing. That's cool. I could never figure out how to do that in... Oh, whoops. In TF2. That must be somebody at ult, the dragon. There's just an infinite number of games like this that you could make where, you know, everything fits into an archetype. It's just hard to know, like... I don't know how successful this was or if it had esports or anything to it.
Victory.
Whenever there's something good, it just creates like an oversaturated genre, though, as a result. That should be the second game, undefeated still. The longest streak of all, which unironically, I don't think I got to 5 in that. In Overwatch 2. So this should be the third one. But it has more to do with levels, but I assume you get like 1 level per game anyway. It did when Mixer was a thing, but then Mixer died, and now Hi-Rez abuses this game.
Siege.
Or yeah, is that what Smite runs into? Is Unreal Engine 3? I guess I didn't even know that. Or they probably would have updated that even more. Maybe they made that in Unreal 4, but that's been out for even longer. It feels like they're... Yeah, see, that guy looks like Torb. They're trying to combine, like, 2 different styles of things, obviously, with the magic and the whatever. More first-person shooter-esque stuff. But actually, I haven't seen too much of that, like, where people are just using straight-out guns. The Incanter seems to have one. The less guns, the better. Because, like I said, there's enough games that already do that. That's why I kind of didn't like Valorant, because it's like, okay, you're playing CSGO, and it's trying to just mix in some Overwatch-type abilities and stuff. It doesn't really... I don't know. You want it to feel like it commits to an idea. I don't know if Smite does. They actually care about Smite. That's the difference. Yeah. I always said I like it more than League just from the visual of it. Maybe not so much gameplay-wise, although not that I play that much League either.
The battle is about to begin.
That's what I'll always do with these games. I'll just play it for a little bit and then just get bored of it. I can't imagine how people play some of these games for like literally years of their life. At least if you're a professional player or something, I can understand, but there's a lot of people that just do it. Like Tyler 1 has played League a lot, but I don't think he's ever been in esports, so...
2, 1.
He's like one of those fake elitists, I guess. Like, I'm sure he's good, but he's not quite good enough to be at the top. And he's also not like just a casual player, so it creates kind of a weird spot to be in. Where one of these is gonna involve players and I'm not gonna know. And so I'm gonna run in like a clown. Like, you're doing it exactly the opposite way of what you should do. You can just run in and then do your stupid F. No, I was saying I don't think he's been, but the amount that he's played League of Legends over the years almost feels like he should have been when you play one game that much. This is good. Yeah, I wonder if chess is considered an esport now because so many of these streamers are doing it online more so than over the board. It basically became one because of COVID and all that. Doing like chess.com challenges and all this kind of nonsense. Who would have thought that would ever become so big on Twitch? Okay, I'm almost dead. Reduced healing. You only have 3 of these. Do you actually have to use all of them before they come back, or do they come back after a certain amount of time? I just love the spamability of it. It makes it very straightforward. Makes it look like you're doing something even if you have no idea what you're doing. Or I could be missing every goddamn shot. Press R. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm more like, I'll do one at a time. What's the point in doing multiple? Because I'm going to miss them anyway. Or does it show you your accuracy like in Overwatch? I like how they do that. 5% accuracy for the match. But it's almost not even a bad thing. Well, I mean, that is obviously bad, but the point is there's no downside of spamming stuff because you're never going to run out of ammo overall. You may as well just do it. It looks like she's using a bow up there. Let's use the ult just to see what it does. It's going to be like the Roadhog thing. Not Roadhog. What's the guy's name? Wrecking Ball. Or, oh, even here you seem to be powered up after, too. Yeah, so there's nothing too hard to figure out about this character. Just you have to be better with the aiming and stuff. Do the Q more. The F is more so like letting you go in or just get out if they get too close to you, which they really shouldn't anyway. Everybody seems to move like relatively slow. That could be just because they're bots and they suck. They just stand in place, or they're not. This guy's like the Bastion wannabe. Just stay in place and spam. Or he's saying he has been? Maybe I just don't know. Well, then I guess my take is totally unfounded. But yeah, some of those people get to compete and stuff like that just because of their popularity. Like, you know, Andrea Botes is boxing Michelle, somebody here or whatever, just because. He has been, okay.
3,
my bad.
2, 1.
Or yeah, like Pokimane hasn't been, even though she streamed League a lot back in the day. That is what she was known for, I think, at the beginning. Was playing League. It's like one of those Fortnite things where everybody just soaks in so much popularity from it. It's such a big thing that, you know, they become known for just doing one thing and one thing only, which I always find boring. I would never really want to just play one game. That's why I like formats more. Like if you want to be a speedrunner, you can speedrun any game, so it doesn't restrict you. Or like I do hard modes, I do permadeath stuff, whatever the case may be. But it's very flexible. Like even this, how many people would do a permadeath thing of a multiplayer game like this? I don't really think I've seen that be too popular over the years. Because it's such a high stakes thing. Like, oh, now I'll never be able to play this guy again if I lose a game. Or, you know, whatever, for a certain period of time at least. It's very high stakes.
Immortal.
Yeah, let's see how many of those streaks we get in the actual game. I think some of these on our side are actually players, though. Admiral of the Abyss. So why is he even playing here against the bots? Yeah, I wonder how big the Overwatch 2 esports actually are. I qualified for something with Hearthstone, but then I just never wanted to actually bother doing it. Not saying like I would have won a tournament or whatever, but I was like way back in the day, just because I played it so goddamn much. I could have been like Forsen. We were very similar with our commentary styles, actually. Like just very deadpan, dry. He was even more quiet than me, though. Like he would barely say anything for long stretches. Okay, come on. So this should be the 4th game, I think. Or look how low my health is. Bad healers, bad healers. They seem to be healing me even better, like as if I am a tank. Like, you never get this kind of priority normally, but then again, watch us just get absolutely rolled over in the multiplayer match. And it might be unfair. You could say like, oh, well, it's team-based, so of course you can't blame yourself if you lose every game. But at the same time, you can get carried by people too, so it's a double-edged sword. You might play like shit, but you still win. You might play amazing, but you still lose. So it is very fun. Yeah, so can we just... That's what I love too. Like when I do these short episodes, let's say, of a multiplayer game for the first time, and the whole thing will force me through the tutorial. Or I guess that would be true even in a single-player game. It might make you sit through cutscenes and this and that. I'm level 1. Oh no, this is just something else. Level 4, so I should have to do like 1 more, let's say. I guess I won't care about the game modes as much. I'll just let it be random. But arguably, you should commit to just 1. It's not like any of them are super unique or anything anyway.
Siege.
Okay, we'll do the same thing again. I guess I could have gotten an order from here, but we'll just go by the rolls.
Customize.
So even if I lose, I'll do the next damage champion then. Yeah, what? Is there something maybe I'm missing about these? Immune to crowd control. Pretty straightforward. Fully effective up to 10 units and will hit enemies from up to 45 units away from the explosion. 6 to any surface. Yeah, there's some like titled legend player here, ruler of the sandcastle. Oh, that's always my analogy that I use, like in chess and stuff. King of the sandcastle, or like where you pick on people in a bad game or a dead game. Like where, you know, you play something that has like, it could be mostly bots, or you play something at a low level and you're dominating. Like, oh yeah, I'm top 5 percentile in chess, but, you know, I couldn't beat anybody who's actually good or takes the game seriously. Or like I'm playing Guncraft and everybody's accusing me of cheating because Guncraft is such an obscure, unknown game that nobody even plays it. It's just a bunch of little kids. You can be the best at something that nobody cares about.
Prepare for battle.
That can almost be some weird in-joke of the game that they stole my catchphrase. So that's not a very flattering title. It does seem very straightforward, though.
4, 3, 2, 1.
None of these games would have been necessary if we just ever got a Team Fortress 3, am I right? Like, you wouldn't have needed Overwatch, you wouldn't have needed... I guess you could almost give Overwatch that credit, though, because it was at that point that so many games came out right after Overwatch, and they saw the success of that. It was even like that with Hearthstone with respect to all the stuff in the digital space with card games. Like Magic the Gathering had been out for ages, obviously, and people even accused Hearthstone of copying Magic, which is somewhat fair. But then, you know, Arena ends up copying Hearthstone with its presentation and stuff. So it just shows you the success of one of those makes everybody else want to jump on the bandwagon, like Elder Scrolls Legends then, or something. It just always... Blizzard's always the master of just doing something aesthetically well. What if I throw out like a crazy arc? Then you can still blow it up whenever you want. This is what an esports pro player would do. Like, they'll be hitting them halfway across the map with this shit. Yeah, that's always the most insecure, fleeting feeling of all. Like, oh wow, you're an esports pro in a game, and then the sport just dies out after a couple years, and then you're screwed. It's like, oh sure, you could transition to another one, but it's not quite like other things. If you're a basketball player, it's not going anywhere. You're always going to be successful down the road, but it is very tough. Like, people even say that, like, oh well, like a first-person shooter, you can always play CS:GO or something, but it's not really the same. But like a lot of players who would be good at Overwatch won't be good at that because it doesn't rely on aiming as much. Like everybody memes on XQC for Winston aim or whatever. Vigilant. That's like the Reinhardt shield. Yeah, I always loved those unconventional type of characters. Like it's supposed to be a first-person shooter, but you have you're using a melee weapon like a mace, and you're, you know, hitting. It just feels like very much unfitting, but in a good way. And then it even makes the characters who do play conventionally feel a little more interesting by contrast. Imagine if we actually lost a character at this point, where we're getting carried by whoever these people are who are not bots. 733 credits, 11 eliminations, 1 death, 0 solo kills. Wait, 0 solo kills? Well, whatever, you do kind of AoE splash damage anyway. So you can't even use... Oh, no, you just can't use that because you haven't put a bomb down. I've only used the ult like once because I don't want to BM these AI too much.
3, 2, 1.
Or with as much talk as there is with AI these days, it's going to end up being where not only is AI as good as players, but it's going to be better than players, where people will prefer playing against it in like 10, 20 years somehow. Or it'll imitate players so well and their random behaviors that people won't even know the difference. And there'll be some big scandal like, wow, this company never told us that we're playing against bots. They'll make you spend money on microtransactions to play against bots and like it. Like how they say they'll make you eat bugs and like it, or whatever the meme is. The modern new world order of whatever that guy's name is, who's always blamed for that. Bill Gates trying to give everybody malaria on purpose to make them take another vaccine. Fuck. Actually dying to bots though, but I'm playing like way overextended. Died for a good cause. We're still gonna win the match. Okay, so this should be the last one, then we can actually play against players. This is the only thing that's going to give length to the episode, because I'll lose. But even if I lost with every single character, that's the whole beauty of it. That'll still take a while because there's so many of them. That's almost the problem with some of these, is I almost wish you started with every character in the game, but obviously then what would be the point of the whole microtransaction element? But that is how Overwatch 1 was, but I guess it was like you did have to pay money for the game, $60 up front. I like how the mobility seems almost stunted, but that could just be because, you know, that's one problem with Overwatch, is you can zigzag and move so fast that it can become so hard to hit people sometimes. Whereas like there's more of a stiffness to, you know, games like Counter-Strike or something more realistic, where if you're within their general range of fire, you will just be screwed. You can't just run away or zigzag like a clown. So this almost seems more like that. It's more about the healing and the actual use of abilities to mitigate, rather than just running away and running around. That thing does take a while to explode. The Q. Fuck. Almost looked like I died right when that happened. Okay, so that should be it. An evil Mojo employee will never ask for your password. Free champion token. That'll give me like an extra life. Not that I need it. Yeah, we've already found a favorite. Wait, what? Oh, I guess they lied to me then. Wasn't that already the 5th game? So maybe it takes 6. Yeah, so level 5 should... Where does it even say that, though? I mean, I assume that's the case, but it doesn't seem to... Because that's not going to be ranked. Ranked requires something else altogether. Training, custom... Event pass, party boost. Or yeah, once we start playing against other people, there'll still be bots in those games too, though, maybe. Or there's at least a few players here. Like 1 to 2.
Your champion. Customize your champion.
Or some of these games become sort of made by Twitch too, or by streaming. Like so many people play it on stream, so it just makes it more popular than it would be otherwise. Or again, the esports scene, like it'll be one of the biggest esports in the world, but it won't be that popular on Twitch or otherwise, or vice versa. It'll be really popular, but then nobody cares about it at the high level. like somehow Team Fortress has endured through all that. Like either way, it's just so popular no matter what you do. Like it's a good game, but I don't get it. Like don't people get sick of it? It hasn't had like a, as far as I know, like some major update or whatever, because it's just sort of stuck in limbo. But they'll never make a part 3. They're like Valve, where it's the same idea, where you'll never get the rights, so you'll never make Half-Life 3, or you'll never make Team Fortress 3. You got payloads, you're against, I'm against players now. Oh, nice. I guess that did count, even though I'm not level 5. Enemy 1, enemy 2, or it just doesn't say it yet. I'm there, so this is Big Jimmy Dog, Jay Yukon, Malin, Nikotsu, pretty sick, whatever that is on the outside, like a disco bar, and then Leanne, 5th anniversary celebration. No luck, pure skill. These are just like different titles you get, I guess. Reduce the time, apparently I can't take that, level 8. I guess I'll just assume that's better. I really don't know what these... I should read them one time. Increase your air control by 20%. Fine. I don't know if you can change that in the middle of a game either. Okay, here we go. Now we have to go undefeated. So surely I shouldn't be so bad individually that I hold this garbage ranked, unranked team back. Oh yeah, like these are, like League is the kind of game where you can play unranked, but people still talk shit and take it seriously. Like if you're so good, then why are you playing unranked, or why are you at a low rank in the first place? Like anybody who's a good player shouldn't be playing with me anyway, because I never play long enough or get high enough ranks to do that. Oh shit. Reduce healing. I don't know exactly how you're supposed to approach this as far as the map. Already dead. Okay, so you're not really going to be getting a whole lot of healing here. Fuck. You can already tell the difference though. Good. Fuck. Or maybe there are certain other benefits you're getting from being a higher level that everybody else has but me. Yeah, as soon as I die, they make progress. Fuck me. Wait, I'm still play too aggressively. You got to do it at such an arc. Holy shit. I'm honestly playing like a tank. Either I like to play as a tank or a support. I typically don't like to play as DPS anyway, but just got to stay super far back and just spam it like I was showing that a good player would actually do. But yeah, see, like you're way too out in the open. You should never do that. Fuck, why are they so good though? So fast. That's where you got to use the F at least to get out of it. Okay, it's no big deal. This is like the tank, where they know I'm like an easy target, so they'll just kill me. Yeah, that was good. Like a 1v1 solo kill. Outplayed. You got to use the mount, obviously, as your only sense of mobility. But I mean, more so on foot, it does have that stiffness to it that I actually like, because it makes it so that your bad aim doesn't get punished too hard.
Enemy double kill.
Jay Yukon. Reg. Okay. This doesn't... The mounts at least make it so that you don't use your abilities, if they are mobility based, to actually try to make progress, because like to do a run back, that can sometimes be an unfair element, like in Overwatch, where you do actually, you know, Reinhardt can use like his charge and stuff. Yeah, I am dying a lot. 0 solo kills, even though you just saw me get a solo kill. Like there was literally nobody around and we just 1v1 that guy. Or maybe that means you take them from 100 to 0 all by yourself. We still are making progress, but what is it with them always coming behind me, dude? Relax. Jesus Christ. This guy's just like soloing everybody somehow. These health values just make you seem like you're way more tanky than you are. throw that like as far as you can. Okay, I gotta play a little more defensively. Just wait. Reload that shit. They know I'm bad, so they're not going to even prioritize trying to heal me either. Now do the F, get out of there. And then you would assume maybe you get healed, but you're not really the priority target. On one hand, because you suck, but on the other hand, because you're not even a tank. But somebody is still like a generic name, though. Atlas, right? Or is that just the name of the character? Okay, let's try to get in some sneaky sort of vantage point. Hide in the bush. Doing some kind of ult. That's okay. I don't want to play too defensively, but I'm not really doing very good when I am playing aggressively either. You can have these kind of ready to go. You get 6 back there. And those aren't going to do anything unless they do try to sneak up from behind. Wait, why does it let you do that then? Yeah, that's fine. Kill this guy. I can't aim very well when they're up top like that. But you shouldn't even like face them directly. You should just have them ready once they come through. Just let them walk right into it. I like the Q, but I'm not very good at using it. But we do have the ult ready too, so if we're about to make some final push, I should just do it. The one-timer, you should go in super aggressively.
I'm still an awesome support.
Oh, maybe you only have 6 total. How come we had like 9 before? Switching sides, okay. What was it that was always more difficult to do like in Overwatch? Was it... I feel like it was always harder to defend than attack. Or I guess we're not supposed to just go out like a clown. You were maybe using a different loadout. Oh yeah, that was the perk probably you choose at the beginning, right?
It'll have to do.
But yeah, how badass would it be if you just fight while on the horses too at the same time? Just combine like a million different genres. Vehicle-based MMO, multiplayer, team-based shooter with magic. And guns and explosives and everything. Because stop the payload.
Stop the payload.
We're kind of spreading out too much though. Reduce healing. Let's just never stay in one spot. Try to get him at a sneaky corner here. Okay, that guy had at least a decent amount of mobility, though, to be fair. I don't know what it takes to get a solo kill in this game. Okay, so the ult is charging. That's fine. They're not really paying much attention to me, thankfully, but look how wide in the open I was. How is it possible, in fact, that I didn't get hit there? Well, I'm throwing it actually on the fucking things in our way. Why are they going, like, so face-roll at us? They don't seem to care that they're wide out in the open, and we can't punish them for it either. I keep doing it, like, where I throw one at a time, like that's supposed to do something. Okay, maybe I can get a better angle on them. Like, how are they not dying when they're just fucking standing there? You can't do that. Okay, take care of this clown. I like doing it when they're mid-air too, though. Maybe that's why I do it one at a time. Now you could just put a whole bunch of bombs in this pathway if they have to come through here. And that's good. Like, even amongst the DPS heroes, this guy might be better at holding down certain spots. Some will be better at pushing and whatnot. Okay, that was just stupid, but see, that's even me showing them. You can't just stand out in the fucking open like that. Unless your aim sucks as bad as mine on the other side. But see, that's why this type of hero is perfect for me, because it makes up for your bad aim, because you don't really have to hit them directly.
Don't blink, you'll miss it. Kneel.
Go through here. Yeah, I should definitely do the one that lets you have 9 though, because whatever I picked instead probably isn't that meaningful. Trying to 1v1 this guy, but he seems to be pretty tough to deal with. Yeah. You can still finish off with the bomb in the last second, but maybe not. You hit the right click trigger as soon as you die, and it'll still blow him up. 8 eliminations, 9 deaths, so it's at least almost 1-to-1. I guess a best streak is only 2.
Kneel.
So who is even winning? I think they're like halfway through. 46%. Yeah, we have to get a nice perch like this, I guess. So the Q here could be deadly, because they might not really see it coming. But now they'll target me even more aggressively. You might think it makes you less of a target, but it makes you more of a target, because somehow they know that you kind of know what you're doing if you're doing this. It absorbs that pretty well. I love doing the Q from this angle, though. Come on, how do we not kill that guy? Come on, finish him off. That's good. They're making progress, though. Minute 17, this is going to be kind of tight. I do have the E, so maybe I'll do that the next time they come in. I keep forgetting to even do the alt. I'm not used to it being the E button, though. It's always Q in most of these games, right? Or Q or R. Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that? Do the Q. So yeah, that's like one of those map moments where you should actually use the terrain and stuff to your advantage. But you should almost just go in there and do the Q, do the E. Wait for that shield to go away, and maybe I'll just do it. They're kind of letting me do it too. Whatever, I kind of did my part there a little bit. I probably could have done better. So you should be good now. At least I'm not bad enough that I hold them back from winning at this very low-ranked match. Some of these people have all this fancy cosmetics and titles that make it seem like they are experienced. So why are they even playing this mode in the first place? Maybe to test out some character that they don't normally play, that they don't want to tank it in the ladder as a result. One champion at Mastery 5. Okay, so streak is at 1. Let's see how far we get. When playing with a party, I invite you back. That's like cheating, though. You always have to do solo queue. You can't get carried by like some friend or something. Which, if I was like a bigger streamer, that could certainly be relevant too, because you know you can always use your clout to get help that way. Yeah, so let's keep going. Yeah, how expensive would a champion be if you were to try to buy it, like with gold or money or whatever? 60,000 gold, 300 of this, which I assume is like the pay to win or whatever, the paid currency, but I still have some of it somehow. Or that's a mechanic that'd be interesting in one of these games, like it lets you sell off or disenchant a hero that you don't want for like 1/4 the value of buying one, if you have a bunch of garbage ones. Which wouldn't really be all that efficient still, but champion pricing can vary between 15 and 60k. Celebrant, Spellcaster, Ying. For the whole fun of skins is sometimes not even using them yourself, because you're in first person, so you can't even see them, except when you're on the mount. Or I always make fun of that. Like, imagine paying for a skin in a first person shooter that you can't even see ever yourself, unless you're on the menu screen. Paying real money for a virtual skin that you don't even get to see 95% of the time, but more so seeing them on the other side. So it lets them be the cash cows for my entertainment, because I get to see all the cool stuff and they're the ones paying for it. Or like even in card games, I never buy packs or I never buy anything, but I still enjoy the games for hundreds of hours. So in that sense, it's just an objectively good thing that these games are all, thank God nobody's trying to take him before me. Or yeah, I'll just buy a skin for him with my resources, because I don't need to worry about ever playing another character, because we'll never lose. No flank, no front line. Yeah, you got to play a little bit smarter than I was doing at the beginning. Just go up on a perch. That was an amazing spot. Bomb King, Khan, Victor, Ying. What is this? I.O.? That's her name? Yeah, does it let you ban champions in rank too? All these weird mechanics that arguably shouldn't exist, but just to create this illusion of balance. Like, oh, this character's so busted, so then why don't you use him too? No, we'll both ban him and just act like... I don't know how that exactly helps. Like, he might be busted, but then the answer is to nerf him. Or whenever a new character comes out, people always whine and complain about that. Like, I can't remember who that chick was. There was some female champion that came out in League that made everybody lose their shit. So they either banned them from professional play at the beginning, or... You would think I'm playing a League of Legends-esque game that I keep comparing it to that, but this is nothing like League of Legends. I guess just because they made Smite, I keep thinking of it. But yeah, they'll either ban them from play at the beginning, or they'll just say, like... You know, somehow they'll constantly nerf them when they first come out. Because they, on one hand, they have an incentive. Like, they want people to buy the hero, and they want everybody to be playing them and interested. So they make some weird, exciting, insular mechanic, like Brigitte, where she's a hybrid, and she can do everything, and DPS, and heal, and tank, all in one. They want to do something wild. You can almost immediately tell the difference between the newer characters and the older ones, because the old ones will be basic vanilla, like Roadhog. You just shoot your gun, and you just hook them, and that's it. You know, very basic to the point. And then now you have Wrecking Ball flying over the map and blowing shit up and just doing wild stuff.
The battle has begun.
So that's like power creep within a non-card game even. Now, these guys know the map better than me, obviously. Like, how many of these people, I wonder, are actually playing some of their first and only games? Probably none of them. Oh, did I actually choose the correct thing now where I have 9 of them? I could just wait for them to come in the middle here, which you would assume they have an incentive reasonably to do. And you'll just one-shot somebody, but I'm not patient enough to do that. We got to be a little bit careful. Good way to get out of there, but poison kills me. You just get a base credit no matter what. So I to purchase items. Oh, that's something I'm not doing at all either. That's a hard mode thing. I'm not allowed to use that mechanic. That's one thing I kind of hate, which I like in some of these games where they don't have that. Like, what's the point? Like, obviously it's to reward you for doing well at the time or whatever in the match, but then everybody just ends up doing the same exact thing with what they buy from the shop. So it makes it completely meaningless. And so if you try to do anything different, sure, you can have fun and try to theory craft, but you'll just get destroyed because there's just one objectively best thing to do. Okay, why are we getting killed so easily here? Jesus Christ, like they're really targeting me hard.
Enemy rampage.
Fuck is going on?
Double kill. Enemy double kill.
5th anniversary celebration. This guy should be carrying us.
King is in danger.
Come on, we can't lose. Payload point. They're pushing it really well. I don't even know. Dude, what the fuck is going on? Like, you can blame me a little bit for this, but why are we just getting destroyed this hard? I can't even do anything. Fuck. This is Grim Reaper wannabe. What? Just Reaper, right? I don't even know the names of half the Overwatch characters. I like when they're so directly tied to it too. Like, obviously it might be inspired by that, but okay, defense failed, but that doesn't mean we should lose right away. Right now we get another chance. 2 out of 4. You make an epic comeback. That shows you your alt stuff at the top, 63%, which I keep forgetting to even do. But does it even force you to have like
15 seconds.
certain stuff of each role? Or wait, why does it show the first aid sign like I'm a support character? Oh no, that's just to show your health. I'm stupid.
5,
I was gonna say I'm not a healer or something,
2,
but
1.
no, I don't know if it even forces you to have like 1 tank, 2 DPS, 2 heals, or what it decides to do. Maybe an unranked, it doesn't matter. So then you'll have just 5 DPS or 5 tanks or something stupid like that. You'll never have 5 healers because everybody hates playing as healers. Kind of want to go on the top of that one thing, but somebody's always behind us. Like, that's one thing I never had very good awareness. I'm like, if you're good enough to just get behind me or you have that much presence of mind, you can just kill me. That's what I would say in Overwatch or something. Like, I just don't want to look behind. I'm too lazy. I don't care. It's just not even worth it. Because presumably the team should be good enough to stop you from doing that. Stop anybody from getting through. But obviously you can flank on the map pretty well. And like, why only me? I shouldn't be a priority target. That's why I suck on purpose. You go ahead and do the Q out here. Do the F. Fucking. Okay, we're just getting fleeced as a team overall. Clearly not my fault. How do I have 0 eliminations? Or where does it tell you like your overall? Like how many has the team got then?
Stop the payload.
Fuck.
Enemy.
Okay, fine. We're doing this on purpose just to try to the next hero.
Triple kill.
Although I do like this guy. Now we're gonna be forced to play one that actually requires me to aim a little bit. That's not gonna go far enough. It actually did still hit one of them. They don't even seem to care, really. Or I should buy something from the shop to help me. Carry me. Nimble. Auto purchase is enabled when the auto purchase is on. Okay, fine. Yeah. Like I said, why even have that mechanic? And the game answers me in kind. You don't need to have it. Just, if you're going to do that, then you may as well just get rid of the items and just have it be a base. Okay, this is the kind of clutch spot that I was talking about. Or you can even set up to do the ult like this. Wait, that was still pretty good, but not going to be enough. How do I not get an elimination even then? Like, what's going on in this game? An enemy is immortal, more like the whole team is immortal. We can't do anything. Okay. At least my bomb got them at the end. Just a moral victory. Okay, let's see who's next. At least we won 1 game. It should be if you win 0, you just lose the whole game overall and you just have to uninstall and delete your account. But you at least have to go until until your streak ends. But you should never go 0-1. Let's see, who would be next if we just do damage? Or wait, that wasn't... Oh, wait, why is it organized differently here than there? Well, whatever, whoever's next in that. But I kind of want to look into training match. Maybe I should be allowed to do that. Training, just any champion in this unlocked team deathmatch practice mode. Shooting range. So let's just choose a different one. I don't know how you change it. Here. But will it be in the same order as like what we were looking at? We had the Bomb King. This just seems to be without any regard for the role. Just like alphabetical. Yeah, I won't even know what the next one is going to be. Fine, that should be part of the fun, is just not knowing what you're doing going in. I even had so much time to practice on him, though, just because of the fact that we had to do the 5 bot matches. So it was sort of a blessing in disguise. Okay, so whoever comes after Bomb King, which I don't even know.
Payload. Select a champion.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick.
Customize your champion.
View abilities. Okay, rocket launcher. Oh, here we go. We get to compensate for our aim twice in a row. Fire spit, salvo, area damage, thrust, jet upwards into the air. So this is gonna be like Pharah or something. Dragon punch. After 2 seconds, unleash your fury to jet up to 400 points in the air, dealing 100% of your target's maximum health to damage the first enemy you collide with. You're immune to crowd control while flying. Cannot hit targets immune to damage. Cannot be mitigated by reduced damage taken. Ending this ability without hitting anyone refunds 30% of the ultimate charge. That clearly won't happen here, though. Fire a rocket every 0.85 seconds. It deals 850. So just spam that. Up to 4 units, enemies up to 10 units away. Deal 200 self-damage of oh shit. But I assume that doesn't hit your teammates. Fire spit. Am I actually going to get a team kill and get banned from the game if that applies? It says yourself, but... In Siege, successfully defending your final capture point will earn you a match point. However, you cannot win the text always gets cut off in a weird way there. Cassie grew up in Greenwood, a neutral province within the Enchanted Forest. Has a bright future, one day away from retirement. Okay, combustible, you're just forced to use that. Or that just lets you look at it. I guess you already chose it. This guy does look pretty badass. Let's try to make him last then. But see, it's one of those you can't lose formats, at least in the first episode, because it's me just trying out the game, period. But also, you know, how could I possibly fail with every single character? I think I did do that in one, though. But it's because you had so few characters to choose between. But yeah, it would take so long to do that that I don't even have that much time. It is pretty fun, though. I like how straightforward it is, and it sort of plays into the mechanics a bit more. Like, see, this is better than Valorant, because Valorant just has a complex of identity crisis where it doesn't know what it wants to be.
Stop the payload.
As far as, you know, if you want to play CSGO, just play CSGO. Because it's not going to appeal to people who like Overwatch, because people who like Overwatch are going to suck at aiming, like me. So that just goes in a straight line. Okay, it's going to be hard to hit with that. I don't know what Q does. Okay, let's see, do a quick shot thing. Fuck. That's my biggest weakness, is when you get me from behind, because I just don't really care or pay attention. I'll even sense that they're behind me, but I'm like, oh, somebody else will take care of it. So that's the basic psychological tidbit of the day. Like, everybody thinks everyone else will do something, so nobody even tries to do it themselves. Oh, shit. So, F does what? Whoops. I don't know how you guys should even get back on the mount. Now I'll be super lagging behind. Or sometimes you'll do it automatically somehow. Or, oh, it's just shift, right? I keep doing it as if trying to sprint. Just sort of spam everything, dick around a bit, but that's too aggressive. Fuck. I play like a tank no matter what I am, but even a tank shouldn't really do that. Yeah, how could I get so few eliminations the last game? I just guess nobody was really dying.
Killing spree.
I was doing a lot of damage. I did my ult in like the middle of them. Alright, so Q is the big missile thing. I don't know what they're even hitting, though. What are you doing? Oh. Yeah, this is very Pharah-esque. You can do that. What does F even do? Okay, F is a jump. Does that mean that you can, like, float with space, too? They copied Pharah. Wait, if this came out in 2016, that's, like, right when Overwatch came out anyway, so... Maybe Overwatch copied them, but I think that's unlikely. Not saying that Overwatch was some bastion of originality when you already have a pun intended bastion, haha. When you already have TF2 to rip off of, so there's always some. Oh, you do have that as well. Oh my god.
Time's ticking.
Yeah, I should play a little bit more defensively, but who knows? We might still win somehow. 4 minutes. We're doing pretty badly. There's just no maybe good team composition because everybody just chooses random things. Maybe without any role restriction either. Okay, we're at least all grouped up together here. What the fuck? Like, yeah, I'm standing in the fire, but how does it go from 100 to 0 that fast? Maybe this guy's squishier than even the bomb guy. You would think they wouldn't care to hit me that badly. Like, I'm just a random DPS. Kill the healer or something first. Now, you have still a good amount of health like the other guy. Yeah, how much could a... Holy shit. Oh, fuck, I keep doing that, like, to go into them. But yeah, I never even trusted Pharah's jetpack in that sense in Overwatch. Like, you go up in the air and make yourself an easy target. When you're floating like that, you don't even go that fast. Or even, like, Mercy is deceptively hard to hit, but when you're doing it, it doesn't feel that crazy. Like, what is going on? Why are you able to do that much that fast? Regardless of my inability to do anything back. Some of these people actually seem good, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, here we go. The same thing where you go behind. Okay, so right click is that. Fuck. I mean, my damage is more meant to be AoE type stuff anyway. I'll go through the whole thing without getting a single solo kill. Will it count if I jump off a thing myself and kill myself? That'll be a solo kill. Okay, I'm not even doing the abilities because I barely have time to even survive most of the time. I'm just hitting the payload itself. It's just indestructible to just justify this game mode in all these games. So this is just your basic fire. This is just pretty hard to hit with, it seems like. Pretty slow. F is the jetpack. E is going to be... You should, like, come down on them with it. I'll try it. Okay, it's pretty forgiving. Because I basically missed, but then I... Come on, I did the right click. What happened? Okay, we actually killed somebody, finally. Is that a solo kill? That's like our first solo kill of our life, but we still lose. How did the ult not count as a solo kill? I don't get how this works. Purchase items, which I assume is doing. Where are they even going? Like, how do you even see? Maybe you can only see them from here. 1,000 credits remaining. It's not even showing me what it's getting, though. Yeah, no need to metagame or look stuff up. The game will just do that for you. Because these games are just about the base mechanics and abilities. Like, nobody cares about all that because it's so... It's not like, oh my goodness, character development and progress. Like, the match is going to be over before you can get attached to your character. It's not like an actual RPG. So I never understand why people like stuff like that.
4, 3,
in League or something. 1. The only arguable way is to say, okay, it's to reward you for your... I just feel super squishy. Like, I don't even get it, man. Which you could say, okay, make up with your flying ability, but... Do the right click, which actually did hit. We gotta clutch this and come back, make a good streak out of it. Try to get in weird spots that they wouldn't expect me to be in. Okay, I got like a hit in, but it's not going to finish him off. So Q is going to be the one that you can kind of spam, and I'm just dead. This goes from 100 to 0 so fast. This is why I'd rather be a tank, because it's twofold. You will be tankier number one, but you'll also be... you'll also be in a case where... you'll have healing priority too at the same time. You kind of get spoiled by that. Maybe the only time you should attack is when you're up in the air like that, but I somehow feel like that makes you an easier target too. Where'd they go? Right click. Like, I'm dying without really even doing anything, man. Come on. Bad team comp. That must be what it is. Fuck. Can't even move, man. Now we're in at least a good spot, but can we even kill you if we're doing this? Okay, now get to some crazy spot and then do this. Assuming that they're even... Okay, they made it through. Whenever I don't do anything, what is the cooldown on Q? Because it feels like it runs out... Or whatever, I'll just keep it engaged for a while. 20 seconds. Yeah, that's a little bit longer. Yeah, I should totally just face roll it. Actually did work reasonably well. Fuck, and they're not even trying to kill me and I just walk into something. Death recap. I got it. Remember the ult's coming up? At least we can equalize by, you know, matching them here, but defending is easier, by the way. You can't forget about just the straight up jump either. But that doesn't really help you get away, though. I'm using it like the last ability of the Bomb King guy. I just go in too much with no regard for anything. Like, I can just face roll through. Even if I go and get a kill and die, that's fine. You'll still have a 1-to-1 KD ratio, which is not good, but... Come on. We got this guy. What is going on, dude? You have a minute to get 50%. We're not going to do it. I mean, you can totally blame me for this one, though. I guess, but it just feels like we have such a... I'm not even processing still what my abilities do because I have so little time to even do anything. Okay, now we should do it from in the air. Now let's get out of there and not just die. Then by the time they decide to focus on you again, it won't be worth their time because I could do the ult, but let's wait. I always had a bad habit of doing that where I just hang on to my ult for a super long time just because I'm afraid to die while doing it, but
Enemy rampage.
okay, so we'll just do a very quick round robin of these heroes because I don't have the ability to that's good. Come on. Always get them so low. We definitely don't have time though. 40 seconds. Isn't it there a point where like it's just mathematically impossible to win anyway? It doesn't matter if the payload keeps moving the whole time. You would still lose because it's just too far from the objective. I mean, some of these players are actually pretty good though. I have to give it to them. I'm getting some hits, but I'm not... Payload contesting, 10 seconds left. Or, you know why they do that is because of the percentages. Like, your percentage might be higher than their percentage, so then you still win or whatever. But in this case, it's futile. That guy was pretty cool, too. Let's try the next one. Let's at least get through the DPS classes today. Although I wouldn't mind just staying at the same one. Free champion token. Seems to be being pretty generous with those for now, though. Let's see. Whoever's next after that, I won't even bother trying to practice with it. Because they're organized differently in the different menus, so it makes it hard to even know, right, which one would be next. Yeah, it is a pretty good game, but... I guess I'm just sort of desensitized to this genre because there's so many like it that I don't know what to really make of them. Does that mean they chose to ban him, or does that mean that somebody chose him? He took him. Equipped. Oh, this is going to be a melee class? That's going to be perfect. I always go in face roll anyway. Bladed chakrams. Direct damage. Sling bladed chakrams from your hand every 0.7 seconds. Each bouncing off floors and walls and dealing 675. Whoa, that's a lot though. 675. They can bounce up to 2 times before disappearing.
Not even for a moment.
Why? Because I took your eyes off of you to look at the abilities and what they do. 525 instead of 675, which is pretty good. So, how do you actually see it in the middle of the thing? Kill your enemies with the objective to gain points. First team to 400 points wins. Yeah, let's see this Bomb King completely tear it up and put me to shame. Leanne, Bomb King on the other side too, so maybe he is a very common one. The right click is like what? Just a throw of 1 period, I guess. You have 12 of them. I don't know what the Q does. I don't know what anything does. I'll just do it randomly. I actually didn't even get a chance to read them. Swap loadout. Will that just tell me what I... who cares? It seems like the right click doesn't have a cooldown, though. You just throw one into the ground and you can spam it. Or it seems like those have some flexibility where they turn into something else.
Pick up the pace. 5, 4.
Blind first playthrough permadeath like I do in all single player games, but like that's almost unfair where you don't even know what you're doing. Which it would be a level playing field, but I highly doubt that these people are all like that, where they don't know what they're doing. 850, pretty good. I assume that just gives you a buff or something. Yeah, that's a pretty satisfying animation, though. They copied Genji. Ooh, it's actually pretty accurate, though. Some sort of a mobility move there. At least there, I'm not dying in like 0.5 seconds the way I was last game. Like, at least give me a second to do something. Shouldn't be like face rolling it this hard though. Like, even though your stuff is melee. Look at that. I'm hit him even there. Okay, back off, back off. Have to get away. Okay, that is pretty good. And I assume that does damage too in the process. Yeah, the left click I can definitely work with. But I'm still going to get in too close unnecessarily. Not bad damage-wise or accuracy-wise. Let's just back off a bit. 62 to 31. Yeah, just scare them a little bit. Enemies behind us. That's not my job. Come on. Come on. Fucking... I'm supposed to be a melee class. By which I mean I just throw shit at you, so it kind of loses its meaning.
There's no glory if there's no challenge.
Yeah, this animation actually I like a lot better than Genji's because that one's kind of visually a little bit hard to follow. Okay, that seems like an ult or something. Whenever you're moving and not attacking, you should always just do that. Even the slinging ability to hit them at an angle is not really what I'm trying to do, but I'll almost hit them despite myself that way. It seems like we're winning though, right? 107 to 57. As long as we get carried by our team, I can take credit for the win streak because it's a double-edged blade, I guess you could say. A nice aim in the middle between two targets. That's a Mercy wannabe with the sword there. Yeah, that's what I gotta try one day, is like a melee only focus game like this, where like Mordhau, or I always like Chivalry. I was worried this guy might actually be melee straight out. Yeah, look how good my aim is, peeking around corners. I hit with the right click at the beginning, but I don't think I've been able to do it since then. I got that guy super low, but I'm also super low. And I'm not going to get any healing, it feels like, at any point. Unless that heals me, too. Maybe that gives you, like, a lifesteal thing. Or it just makes you go faster. I somehow don't like to hold down the thing. I'm trying to defend my accuracy rating, which it doesn't even seem to keep track of. But no, sometimes if you spam it like that, you'll hit them. You would have hit them right in between the two swings. So, like, you're still adjusting your aim in between. You don't want to just blind fire like that, but then again, for someone like me, you probably should do that. Look, we're getting actually the chain hits, though, from that. We're still doing good. 6 eliminations, 4 deaths, not too bad. But there's just no scoping me right in my face. Yeah, all 3 of these I actually like, despite not typically liking the damaged heroes. We almost actually killed them, but we can't do it. We always get away with like 1 second left. Fuck. Or like 1 HP left. Why does this HP value seem so deceptive? Like, you seem so tanky, but you should be a little squishy, but it seems like all these DPS characters have about the same amount of health. Oh, that guy should have just got. You see, I like how slow their movement is sometimes. He had no mobility, nothing. He's just walking away slowly from me. Gotta get in a weird spot where they're not gonna expect it. And of course, like, okay. I understand my aim is bad, but like I can do 10% of their health and they 100 to 0 me. I gotta actually use my other abilities, but I'm doing a hard mode thing where I'm not allowed to use them, let's say, too. So F is the mobility one. Q, I don't even know what the hell it does. It seems to make you faster or something. Okay, that wasn't the best. 248 to 226, 27. So we can still do it. 400 to win. Just don't throw too hard. Fuck. These mounts look a little bit silly when you're so big. Yeah, imagine Reinhardt on one of these mounts. Or any of the bigger heroes, I'm sure. Yeah, he looks pretty low, so am I actually going to get him? No, he'll somehow escape. Fuck. That animation is kind of too slow. Where is he going to go now that he'll actually stay alive? Or now he'll just fucking dome me, one-shot me. You got to just do the mobility at some unexpected point. I just want a 1v1 with this guy, man. Come on. We're still doing good. Like, we'll just win at this rate if I don't do something incredibly stupid or fuck it up. Or let's see what the E does then. Okay, I assume you have to actually get somebody in the trajectory of the blade as you're doing that, but it's fine. I was just trying it out. We are still going to win despite my clown behavior. But yeah, you know what confuses you too as a new player in any of these games is you'll be like, oh, who is that hero? Even though it's one that you've seen before because, oh, they're using a skin that you're not familiar with. And it'll even change the appearance of their abilities and stuff too. Like how that one Lux skin was so controversial. Oh, they're catching up a little bit. 341, just have to not mess it up. That wasn't too bad. Where do they go when I'm always mocking their lack of mobility too? You shouldn't try to take it on a 1v1 match, or you should be trying to do that more often. Whatever, we're still gonna win, so we keep the streak alive. 8 eliminations, 11 deaths. I just get frustrated by the fact of dying so fast. Even if I get a couple kills, that's why I never like DPS in Overwatch. Just like, you're dead before you even know what happens. Even if you do things the right way, it's just kind of stupid. At least as a tank, you have enough time to process what's happening. It doesn't matter how bad my aim is, you can still just deal with it. Like, look at how fast that guy does it to me, man. 386, just kind of chill out for a second. Okay. And I didn't play that badly, but obviously we didn't win because of me. There'll be always that one guy who carries you or completely solos your team. Okay, go back. Like, imagine if somebody like Shroud plays this game. He would just tear it up because even though aiming is not the #1 skill, he's just so far and away above everybody that even if he doesn't know what he's doing, that would be kind of fun to do, actually. Back to the King of the Sandcastle kind of analogy, like you can pick on people who are not the most competitive games out there. Or yeah, even forget about the low-rated chess analogy. Like, play a chess variant. I'll become the best Chaturanga player. Yeah, we'll stay within the DPS because we'll just never lose with either of these guys. I won 1 as the Bomb King. I won 0 as the second guy. And then I won as basically the Pharah wannabe. And then we've won 1 as this guy. Limited exclusive Night Stalker. Champion customization.
Do not take your eyes off of me.
So the F, oh shit, you know what, I should have made up for that. Channel your energy, increases movement, attack and movement speed, crouch down, lift yourself forward to the air, throw your heavy blade, does more damage. Okay, it's not like it's super complicated to understand, but obviously the ult I completely botched because I made like 3 strikes at people, and it almost makes it seem like it makes you invincible because nobody even tried to hit me while doing it. Paladin's pro. See, they're even announcing their excellence and how much they're a tryhard and played this game probably since release. That was a hilarious thing in Dota. Like, I was playing Dota 2 for the first time, and there were like level 500s or something crazy in the... I'm playing like my first game ever, and you see like a level 500 there. And that's just to show that, not like they're obviously their character in the game because the game just started, but their overall hero level. And the reason why is because the only people still playing the game or whatever were like super experienced with it.
The battle is about to begin.
You weren't getting matched with like newbie players because there weren't any, I guess. Was that Dota 2 or was that something else maybe? Whatever, that's my point. Like, you could play your first game ever, and either you're going to be playing against bots because the game is dead, or you're going to be playing against super experienced tryhard players because they're the only ones who still play the game. So either way, it's not necessarily the most enjoyable thing, but...
No.
That's what they mean when a game is dead, too. It doesn't mean that people don't play it. Sometimes it just means that you don't get fresh blood. Like, you're not getting a new influx of players all the time. Like, fresh faces and stuff. That's always the healthiest state of a game. Where you can play at a low to moderate level and still have fun, and it's not, like, super try-hard. Because the try-hards can occupy the top space, but then there's no difference between the two at times. I do like that ricochet thing. We'll end up doing more damage from the ricochet than from the actual abilities. Or like from a direct hit. And the damage drop-off isn't actually even that bad. I mean, this has a tremendous skill capability to it. Oh, look at that, dude. And of course, as I say that, I display that exactly, but not really in the way that I meant with the deflection mechanic. This is how you really fall in love with the champion too. Like, our life is on the line, so I'm putting my life in his hands, he's putting his life in my hands. And so if I go on a really good streak here, then I'll like the hero for that reason alone, not just because I like his abilities or his playstyle or whatever. Maybe it seems like an easy matchup not to jinx it, but... Oh shit, I'm not even paying attention. Are we playing against bots again or what? Doesn't seem like it, or maybe there'll be a few that sneak in there. So it's not like I'm playing ranked or anything, but... At least I like the pace of this better, where you're not just instantly dying every 0.5 milliseconds that you do anything. Already got a solo kill, 5 eliminations, 0 deaths. This looks like Zarya a little bit. But yeah, that was one of the things that triggered me the most, speaking of League of Legends, is this just makes me want to play Smite more than anything. That's what this game really is. It's just an advertisement for Smite. What do you call it? Like how they took Kayle. Kayle was my favorite hero in, my favorite champion in, I kill her even then. Kayle was my favorite champion in League in the early days, and she was like this glass cannon, super early game aggro. You would just get kills early and put the clamp down. But then I come back in like 2016 or years later. So I'm talking about like 2009 to 2011, let's say, where Kayle was like super good early game, and then they made it the complete opposite. So I go into my first few games as Kayle in 2016-ish, and people are like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you playing so aggressive in the beginning? Don't you know how to play Kayle? And it's like, dude, I only knew how to play Kayle. I was the best Kayle. Not really, but like, you know what I mean? But then, no, she's a late game champion now. So my objection isn't that, oh, maybe Kayle was too strong and they nerfed her, or it's okay to change heroes. But why would you make her exactly the opposite of what she used to do? You take an early game aggro hero and turn it into a defensive late game champion. Like, what logic does that make? When there's so many other heroes to choose from, there's plenty of late game heroes. Why would you do the exact opposite to it? It makes no sense. It's like you take a tank and turn it into a healer or whatever. It's just complete opposite of what it does. This guy's doing pretty good actually with the cover up there. Just walk up slowly and right click, which didn't even work. Wait, what? Wait, why couldn't I right click there? Okay, we're doing fine still, but they're gaining some ground now. Wait, why is it going up so fast? 54, 58. Wait, what? Wait, are they going to win just because of that alone? Why is it going up at such an insanely jacked up rate? I do have the alt up, don't I? Overtime. I don't know what's going on. 99. But they won't win even if they do this because they still get another chance. This definitely embraces the Overwatch side of things, though. Right? Where it's not trying to be too many things. It knows what it wants to be. Okay, I can use the alt. And we are within this thing, so we shouldn't lose because of it. How is she surviving in the midst of all this shit? Okay, I have a harder time hitting when they're close than when they're far away. Okay, 3 out of 4, so you got to do one more. The way that it works in Team Fortress is very confusing, like with respect to... there's like this weird thing where you could capture successfully, then they could defend successfully, but you still win. Whoever does it first, like, gets credit for the thing. Okay, so let's wait till they get close, and then I'll use my ult. I'm not using the F at all. I'm not using the Q at all. This is like Torb's thing that you just do whenever it's up, just because it's only a net positive. Okay, this was at least an easy matchup, so it doesn't even matter whether I play well or not. It's just like, yeah, let's sneak through here, and then we'll finish them off. Okay, my aim with that is really bad, but at least we get to a favorable spot as a result. Why are you so hard to hit, man? Whatever, it's pretty bad ults, but we're just kind of dicking around. Yeah, that's almost how maybe my love for D.va started. She's the first one alphabetically, right? Like, let's say the first tank. And so you just choose her, and then you go on a streak with her. That is often how I choose stuff to play. Like, I'll just go in order and play the first one, and then if you do well with it or whatever, you really get attached to it for that reason alone. So yeah, why you'll be like an esports pro and you'll be like, oh yeah, why did you play as that character? How did you choose Kale? Oh, because their name started with K, so they were like one of the first ones that we unlocked out of the ones that you choose or something. You have been commended. I don't think I played that good, but let's maybe do a couple more, but at least we can. How do you cancel this? Yeah, who was the second one again? I completely forgot. We botched this Bomb King, 1 win, 0 wins. I did like this guy. And then, okay, so we have two more shots. I won't go past the DPS, even if I do lose those two, but I shouldn't even lose as this one. Whenever I alt tab out, it shows me the menu screen again briefly for a second before it... Like, I'm not on the menu screen at any time. I don't know if you can see that on there. Let's actually see. No, it just kind of flickers black. Yeah, it is actually a lot better than I thought. But that's maybe the negative way people would look at it. But then you could fire back at them and say, oh, it's just that Overwatch clone thing. Just like, oh, Smite is that League clone or whatever. But then, oh, well, League is just that Dota clone. And then Dota is just, you know, from Warcraft 3, the mod. Or like, oh yeah, PUBG is just that clone of the Arma 3 mod. So yeah, if people say, oh yeah, this is an Overwatch clone, then Overwatch is a TF2 clone, and then TF2 is a Quake clone or whatever. Like, it never ends.